Have you ever wondered how scientists keep track of millions of different organisms on Earth? There are so many organisms around us, from tiny microorganisms to huge whales, from plants to animals. So how do scientists identify them, name them, and arrange them in an organized system? That's where taxonomy comes in. In our last class, we learned about animal classification and the different characteristics scientists use to classify animals. Today we'll take one step further and understand taxonomy and taxonomic hierarchy. So let's start from the very beginning. What is taxonomy? Taxonomy is the branch of biology concerned with the identification, naming, and classification of organisms. In simple words, taxonomy helps scientists answer three questions. What organism is this? What should we call it? And where should we place it? Now, organisms are not simply placed into one big group. They are arranged into different levels or ranks. This organized arrangement is called taxonomic hierarchy. The major taxonomic ranks are kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. Now, I know the sequence might look difficult to memorize, but don't worry, I have a simple trick for you. Remember, King Philip came over for good soup. King at kingdom. Philip, phylum, came to class it. Over, order. Forget family. Good, genus. Soup, and a species. So whenever you forget the sequence, just remember, King Philip came over for good soup. Easy, right? Now let's understand what this hierarchy actually means. Think of it like a ladder. At the top we have kingdom, which represents a very broad group. As we move downward, the groups become smaller and more specific. So, kingdom to phylum to class to order to family to genus to species. The higher we go, the broader the group. The lower we go, the more specific the group becomes. Let's understand this with a familiar example. Humans. Our classification is kingdom, Animalia, phylum, Chordata, class Mammalia, orders of primates, family is Hominidae, genus, Homo, species, Homo sapiens. So Homo sapiens represents the genus and species of humans. Notice how we move from a very broad group, Animalia, to a much more specific group, Homo sapiens. That is the basic idea of taxonomic hierarchy. Now, one important point. You will hear the word species very often in zoology. Species is generally considered the basic unit of biological classification. In the traditional biological concept, members of the same species are capable of interbreeding and producing fertile offspring. We'll understand species in more detail as we move forward. Now let's connect today's topic with our next class. Today we learned kingdom to phylum to class to order to family to genus to species. But here's another question. If organisms are arranged in this hierarchy, how do scientists actually give them their scientific names? That brings us to our next topic, binomial nomenclature. And here's a small clue. The word binomial means two names. So why does an organism need two names? And what do those two names represent? We'll discover that in our next class. Before we finish, let's quickly revise. What is taxonomy? It is the branch of biology concerned with the identification, naming, and classification of organisms. What is taxonomic hierarchy? It is the systematic arrangement of organisms into different taxonomic ranks, from broader groups to more specific groups. And what are the 7 major ranks? Kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. And remember our trick. King Philip came over for good soup. So the next time you see this sequence, just remember the king and his soup. This was day 5 of Zoology from Basics. In our next video, we'll learn about binomial nomenclature and understand how scientists give organisms their scientific names. Subscribe to Zoology Adda and join me as we learn zoology step by step from the very beginning. I'll see you in the next class. Keep learning, keep questioning, and keep exploring the animal world.